going 60 in a 60. What are you going, 75, 80 miles an hour? Anyway, I'll start at the beginning. When I sold my house, paid off all my debts and credit cards, house, I have no debts at all. I don't owe anybody anything, which is a pretty good feeling. And it left me with a few thousand extra dollars. And I have bought a couple of things, and I thought I was going to have much, much more, bad math on my part. And I intended to buy a really big, well-made portable building, and that was going to be my knife shop and my, everything else shop. But I ended up not having as much left over after my bills were paid as I thought. So I did the next best thing. Well, apparently the cop he's got his lights on, so I don't know what's going on up here. Better slow down. Let's see what he's doing. Looks like he's going to be on the right. The guy is pushing a dolly across this is Interstate 220, and the guy is pushing a dolly, a furniture dolly down the road with nothing on it. Okay, that's weird. You don't see that every day. Who knows? All right, back to my story. One second. Okay. So the money I have left, I've had to make the very best use out of. And my intention was to get this portable building on the back side of the mobile home fixed up. Actually, my original intention was to sell that mobile home. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized it was going to be impossible, because you'd have to remove the add-on room, and it had carports on both sides, and it just... There's nobody. I mean, the mobile home would have been worth perhaps $4,000 at most, and somebody would have had to have spent thousands of dollars. Ooh, I almost ran over a 2x4. Somebody would have had to have spent thousands of dollars getting it prepared to move. So the likelihood of me finding someone that was willing to pay a few thousand for the trailer, and then another $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000 to move it, is slim to none. So I decided to keep it and use the front bedroom as my leather sheath shop, and the add-on building there, the 12 by 24 add-on, as my knife shop, and the garage as my, welding, lawnmower, carpentry, working on my truck, that shop. And as time has gone on, and I've bought lumber and got this knife shop, bought tools, and I'm on my way to get benches, and this is what I'm talking about now. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I just wanted you to follow my thinking here, or just see why I've decided to go all out on my knife shop and not on my garage. The garage is usable the way it is. It's not, the kind of shop I'd like to have, but the fact is, I much prefer making knives to doing anything else. I used to love working on small engines, and I've made a lot of money over the years buying broke stuff, fixing it, and selling it. It's time consuming, because you got to meet people, and you gotta, there is a danger that you're inviting people to your house that may not be good people. So I always made sure that my wife was near, and I had a gun in my pocket. This is a crazy world, and there's been people get murdered and robbed through meeting people on Craigslist. It's just a fact of the world we live in now. You have to be very careful. So there was that element to it as well. And knife making, I get much more pleasure out of knife making and selling my knives, or even if I don't sell my knives, I just like making knives. So I'm going to be spending far more time in my knife shop than I am in the garage. So the little bit of money I've got left, I'm not going to spend on my garage. I'm going to spend on my knife shop. And that's where I'm headed today. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm fixing to spend about $1,000 on some really nice benches that Sam sells. And I've looked all over for, you know, comparison prices, and it's just the cheapest place. It's made by a company called Seville, and it's got great reviews, except by the people that had them shipped to them, because they're so heavy, they're 150 pounds, that they arrive damaged because nobody picks them up. They use forks and throw them around, and they end up getting damaged. Or, you know, the boxes come open and parts go missing. So that's the only bad reviews, is from people that had them shipped, you know, through freight haulers and UPS. So that's where we're going. And the next video, the next clip, I'll be inside Sam's showing you what they look like. All right, 2 more. I don't know if I can lift them up. I was able to get these on, they're 150 pounds. So this is the other 2 I'm getting. Those are 150 pounds a piece. And these are probably right at 100. So that is 3, 4, that's 500 pounds of stuff. I'm gonna need help. I can get these in the truck, but I will need help getting them in the truck. Hey, this is what it looks like. For some reason on the phone it looks like these legs are bowed out, but they're not, they're square. All right, I am home, and my wife had to go to the bank. As soon as she gets back, I'm going down yonder to start building these. I don't know, I'm not going to be able to lift these up and bring them in there, so I'm going to have to, I think I hear a train. I'm going to bring these up into my shop a piece at a time. I'm going to open the boxes out here. All right, I'm going to upload this video because I think I'm going to do a time lapse of me. If I can get my wife in the shop and me outside handing her all these parts up there, it would really go quicker. So I think I may do that, a time lapse of me getting all this stuff in there and then getting them assembled. Oh, it's going to be pretty. I'm going to be afraid to get it dirty. I'm getting excited. All right, this is still Thursday. It's about 3:30, 4 o'clock. You know, it took me all day to go and get this. I did go to Lowe's first. I'm putting 4 outlets in here. I'm putting 1 underneath that window, and then 1 on the left side of that window, and 2 here. 1, 2, going down through the floor underneath the building. And there's a power line there's 2 power lines that power this. 1 for the air conditioner, 1 for the lights. I'm running both them over here. And see that electrical box on that pole? There's the breakers there control that. So, you know, if I do blow breakers over here, I know I'll have to go out there to set them. Okay, everything is in. My wife helped me. And I'll tell you what, the heaviest part of this bench is the wood tops. My goodness, they are heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay, I'm going to upload this. You'll see this tonight, Thursday. And tomorrow night, about this time, maybe a little later, I'll do a time lapse of me assembling these. And it is so hot and humid, I'm going to wear my shorts tomorrow. It'll be, actually, it'll be the 2nd day of the year I've worn my shorts. And I hope I can put the bib overalls away for the rest of the year. Okay, see you tomorrow. It's here, it's here, it's here. Now this is supposedly a no bells and whistles, heavy duty. My wife has been making these, and there's some, and there's some, and someone wanted to buy some, so she thought she'd try making 4 of them. and she went and bought the material. And I'll tell you what, one of her machines broke, and then a second one broke. Let me see, how many machines? Okay. Her machine broke, so she used her backup machine. It broke. So she used her standby machine. It broke. So... Oh, I had a machine here that I was going to work on, which I'm going to do a video on. But 4 machines and 2 more out in the shed. And I'm going to sit down and make myself learn how to work on these stupid machines. So you're going to see a video of me fixing or breaking worse one of these machines. But anyway, that one's brand new. And it was only like 150 bucks. Not bad for a heavy-duty Singer. Alrighty.